Hi, welcome to Tarot class. Here I am on this chilly day in December 8th at 3 o'clock. So we're having a little tarot card class in the middle of the day. I thought I'd try to change times. Having people say they can't make a Thursday night thing, so I'm going to try to do it on Friday. So it's all a matter of experiment. But this class and all the information regarding this class will be up on the Magic Apothecary on Facebook, plus on the magicapothecary.com online, plus on my YouTube channel. If you're interested in any of these things, I will actually post all those links on this video and on my various groups, so you can find us anywhere you look. This is a tarot class in that I'm just sort of lecturing on the tarot. I'm using 3 different decks to show them. I have the Rider-Waite deck, which is one of the most common decks that's from the early 20th century. I have the Aleister Crowley's Thoth deck, which is from like the 20s and like more of an Art Nouveau type deck. And then I have a very old deck called the Micari deck, which is one of the oldest. Plus I have some decks here today. I want to talk about different decks. I have actually a pretty big collection of tarot cards. People give me tarot cards and I'm always willing to have them. I love them. I love tarot cards and I love collecting tarot cards. I don't read with all of them. I have one deck that I really read with, maybe 2, but I study them, and I like them. I was talking briefly about myself, and I don't necessarily need to make a commercial, but it's good for you to know who I am. My name is Mary Elizabeth Micari. I am also known as the Magic Apothecary. I have been doing a business of witchcraft and teaching and pagan studies since about 2006 or so, I guess. I started studying witchcraft and the like in New York City at Enchantments in 1996. And I went back and studied again in 2003. And both times I worked with Joe Zukowski and Jezebel. I've also worked with different people like Lady Rhea. Hello, Lady Rhea, fantastic tarot reader herself and spell maker herself, and studied with various other people. I'm an initiated Gardnerian witch, and I am also an eclectic witch, part of another coven I also formed myself, as well as another ancient Roman magic coven that I worked with in the 90s. So that's me. Tarot cards is a lot of a longer explanation. Half my heritage is Italian, and my father's mother was Italian, and she read cards and palms and tea leaves because her mother was a neighborhood strega and was a strega fortune teller lady in Italy, and it was all based on cards, the regular playing cards that we use now today. And I was taught how to use those to tell fortune when I was a little girl. I bought my first tarot deck when I was about 13, and I've been reading cards ever since on the tarot themselves. Different cards are different things. Tarot cards are a system that has 2 separate parts. One is called the Major Arcana. I'm going to type it in here so people can read if they want to. And then there's the Minor. Arcana just means old system, old stuff. So those are the 2 divisions of the tarot. We've been working on the Major Arcana. I've only got up to 7, and this is the third hour. So you can see that it's a great big fat study that once you really want to start learning tarot, it takes time and commitment to do. And I talk a lot about it being based on symbolism or symbology. A lot of the cards use what Jung would have called archetypes. We have archetypes in these cards that have been used for centuries. Some people believe that the tarot is a combination of different things. Some people believe that they can prove that there's Egyptian magic involved in the cards. Also, some people believe that they're based on Hebrew magic or the Kabbalah, the number system in particular, and the steps and ladders of the Kabbalah. Probably true. Some people believe that these were just playing cards that people sort of read stuff into and over time used as symbology. Probably true. So there's lots of ways to look at it. So what we're doing in this class, I finished number 6 last time, and then we're up to number 7 in the Major Arcana. So let me talk about the deck. So start with this in particular is the Marseille deck. And this is in a different number system. So I'm going to have to jump around a little bit. The card that we're talking about today is the Strength card. And the number in the Marseille is different. It's in a different placement in the deck than it is in the Rider-Waite deck. So we're just going to leave this one in its position, and I don't want to bother with that. But this is what they look like. So I don't want to get confused. But this is what, we're not starting with Justice. We're starting with Strength. And this is this card in the Rider-Waite deck. Hi, Jody. Thank you for joining. Glad to see you here. Thank you. I hope you enjoy the class. And if you're interested, and I should have said, I'm saying to Jody, on the group, the tarot group and or apothecary group, and also on YouTube, and I'm going to put all those links up, Jody, I was saying earlier, you guys can find all the other classes, so you can just catch up like whenever you want. Just take a time and get your deck out and just look. So this is the card we're starting with today. We're starting with Strength. I'm put a little closer so your focus is better. This is the Rider-Waite card. And actually, to help out, unless you have a deck, I'm going to just copy it. And I'll put it up for you. And we'll put it up on here so we can look at it together. It's kind of better if we do it that way. So, all right. Anyway. Oh, so tricky. YouTube changes the way they do things like every time I work. I was able to put pictures, and I'm not. All right, so I'll get a link. Link is good too. We get a link. Links are also wonderful. And you can just click on your own. There we go. All right, so that's the card we're looking at right now. So on Pinterest, and you can just look at it. So that's the Strength card. So I'm going to look at it here too on the screen. It's a lot easier for me to look at on the screen. So this is the card of Leo, they say, because there's a lion involved. Very possible. Also, it's also about the body and the animal nature of man and woman, that the upper or higher spiritual part of our selves is trying to or can control. And so you have a lion who's got his mouth open and ready to attack, and you have this sort of angel figure above closing the mouth. We talked a lot about spirituality and colors. Color yellow is the color that's associated with Mercury, and Mercury is associated with communication and intelligence. So that's why the card is yellow in the background. That is exactly why the card is yellow. We have a blue mountain in the distance, and blue also represents vocalization, or we're using this chakra here, the blue throat chakra. The lion itself is very orange and brown, normal lion colors, I'd say. And the spirit herself is also basically white, purity, and around her body is flowers. And flowers in the tarot and in a lot of these systems, they represent the material plane. They represent living things. So she's partially in the body, that's her, the lion, and she's able to control, or he. In this case, they say it's a she. It looks like it has breasts. We're not sure, but it looks feminine. Maybe not. The angels are supposed to be androgynous, both sexes, so perhaps that's what they were after, because it's a strong face. Doesn't matter. The higher self is shutting down the animal nature of man. And above the spirit's head is the symbol for infinity. And it's also the number 8. And the number 8 represents infinity. Okay, so that's the Rider-Waite deck. Here we have the Crowley deck, and now it's a different name. He calls it Adjustment. Now, Aleister Crowley had his own idea of a lot of things, and he's a very interesting figure. And if you're interested in magical systems at all, and you're interested in one of the people who were the founders of what we do today in Wicca and other pagan studies and other pagan paths, and in the tarot as we see it today, I would look up Aleister Crowley. This is an interesting card. I'll find it for you real quick, and I'll get a link up, and you can look at it too. It's the Thoth deck, Thoth. Adjustment. Interesting. Here it is. Here's a good one. A nice clear source. And you can find these all over the internet. This is from a place called Living with Cards. I'm sure it's fun. Paste. There you go. So there's that. So this is the Thoth card, Adjustment, which is number 8. And in Crowley's cards, he also puts down symbology. So instead of 7 being the balance card of balance, he has 8 as justice. And by the way, so does the Micari deck. So we're just going to roll with the punches here. This is not the strength card as we were just talking about it, but this 8 is about balance. Actually makes sense. If you talk about the number 8 being 2 4s, 2 squares balanced, squares balanced 4 sides. So you're getting the idea of this is a balance, this is adjustment, this is getting things straight. This is also, with Rider-Waite, they were talking a lot more about infinity, and maybe they placed the 8 there because of the symbol of infinity looking like an 8 on its side. But in other decks, we do see that this is where they put the Justice card, or they put this, what he's calling adjustments. He doesn't call this major arcana, he calls this trumps. And well, there's that. I'm not getting into any of that, but that's the name for trump cards, the more powerful cards. Okay, index. So there's that. The other one didn't come up, but that one's there. You just have to click on them and you get them up. So I'm just going to try to move along because I want to try to see if I can get a lot of these more of these done today, because I had a lot. Thank God we were able to explain a lot of things. I'm happy. I love explaining things. Sometimes it gets us held up. But so today I'm just going to try to barrel through. And if there are any questions, please feel free to post them and I will answer. Of course, Jody, or anyone else that's watching now. Hi, thank you for joining. So we have the next card up, number 9. 9 is a number of completion. So, you know, it's the end of the first decant, right? The first 10 cards that there are. This is 9. This is also considered the number of the goddess, the completion of all things, 9. So it makes sense that the Hermit is here at 9. This is the Micari deck, and this is him becoming a teacher, becoming a wise man, standing on the top of the mountain. He is sort of our Yoda, or our wise magician from Lord of the Rings. He's Gandalf. He's up there with the knowledge, and you are to come to him to get it. Let me see if I can find the Rider-Waite deck version of it, so you can look at that with me, and it helps to do. And that's Hermit, number 9. That's the Hermit. This is just the same exact kind of idea as what we just looked at. So we'll just type on Hermit. And this is again about the teacher, the wise man or woman on the top of the hill up there holding the lamp alight for people to come to this, holding the lamp lit so that people can, oh good, it's in Wikipedia, so that's a nice clean copy of the picture. So paste.